Randy here with Your Essential Italy. All right, the move is upon us, but Hurricane Milton decided to throw a wrench into it. But let me show you guys what's going on. So we'll talk about that in a minute. So I got all of the boxes are packed, labeled, ready to go, and they're going to pick those up on Friday. Hurricane withstanding. So the house is still a mess, but what you guys understand. We have our bags are packed and ready to go almost. We're finishing packing some stuff, but yeah. So let's take a look outside real quick, so you can see. I'm sorry, it's gonna be windy in the microphone. You can see the nice gray skies. This is the outer the outer rim of Hurricane Milton that's already reaching the coast of Florida. Right now it's just gray and a little bit of wind, but no big deal. So our plans have completely changed. Let me get over and sit down here. Hi. So we had it was a lot of moving parts and a very well-oiled machine to make everything happen the way it was supposed to happen. And I worked in logistics in a previous life, so it wasn't really a complicated issue for me. But we had it all set. It was really going to be perfect. Marisa was flying out on Wednesday, the 9th. They were going to pick up the dogs the 9th in the morning, 7 a.m. And this, that, and the other. The dogs were due to go to Miami, and Lufthansa decided it was too hot in Miami to take any pets on. So we rearranged everything. We got the dogs to fly out of Atlanta. Marisa was still flying out of Fort Myers, going to go to Rome on the 9th. Then Hurricane Milton forms. It's going to hit our coast, like right where we are, likely as a Category 2 on Wednesday the 9th. So we knew that her flight would be canceled, and that was bad news for the dogs because the dogs would be in Italy and we might not be there. So anyway, I'm going to drive her to Charleston, South Carolina, and we'll leave tomorrow, so she can catch a flight out of Charleston and make it to Rome in time to collect the dogs on Friday. It really did, though. It's been a mess. We're very stressed out. I went up to see my mom in Missouri, and I left on Friday. I flew up. I visited with my mom. I was scheduled to come back today, and this hurricane just messed everything up. So I changed my flight. I came back yesterday, and Allegiant was great with it because of the storm. They didn't charge me a change fee or anything, so it was nice. Got back here and really got stuff prepped. So for anybody thinking about moving to Italy, I think it's well worth it, but understand that it can be chaotic at the end, and even the best laid plans can go awry, if you will. It's nothing's guaranteed. So yeah, that's what we're trying to get the bags packed. So go get the rental car today, because we're not using our cars to drive this 700 miles to Charleston, and we're going to load these bags up in it and head out tomorrow. So okay, this update on our move to Italy. Hurricane Milton threw a huge wrench into the mess, but we're still on track, and I'll get on more on that in a minute. This is my last day at the farm. It's about 6:30 in the morning, and I've taken a final walk through, make sure I've got the stuff I can take. The people who bought the house from us are really nice, and they basically said that anything that we couldn't get out of the house that they would take care of, that they'll dispose of or sell or donate or whatever. I've got Habitat for Humanity hopefully coming this weekend to take the furniture and stuff that we couldn't sell. So it's just going to delay the new owners about a day, but I blame that on the hurricane again. So yeah, true story. I had to change Marisa's flight plans out of Fort Myers, Florida, to Charleston because we figured Charleston wasn't going to be affected by Hurricane Milton, and we were correct. So I rented a car and I drove uh, all the way to Charleston. What should have been about a 7.5 hour trip turned out to be 11 hours from all the evacuation traffic, but we got there safely. Marisa got on her flight and she is running around Italy right now, getting things prepared for me. Um, the dogs got their plans, their flight plans were changed as well. They were supposed to fly out of Miami. The Starwood, the company that moved them, moved the flights to Atlanta, and a nice guy named Al picked up the dogs and he drove them all the way to Atlanta and got them on the plane. My dogs are in Rome now, and they're getting ready to be delivered to Marisa. So that's all good news. So on my journey back from Charleston, I had booked a hotel in Valdosta, Georgia, and I was unaware that Valdosta had been pretty much cleaned out by Hurricane Helene. I don't watch the news very often. I find it's pretty negative, and I'm a positive person, so I just missed this. So I show up at my hotel to find out that the roof has been destroyed and the hotel is closed and there are no vacancies in the whole area. so, um, so we find this company called Reservation Help Desk, which finds me a hotel in Quincy, Florida, which is about a 2 hour drive from Valdosta. And the guy books it, and I ask him to confirm that it's actually there, and he can't get a hold of the person. So I start driving. Long story short, show up. The hotel's there, but they're overbooked. They have no rooms. So I ended up sleeping in the car in a rest stop on the side of I-10, and I headed back to Arcadia here at about 3:30 in the morning, and I got back yesterday around 9 o'clock in the morning. So fairly uneventful. The house here has some minor wind damage. Nothing really severe happened. Like I said, it's minor, probably less than $1,000 worth of repairs all around, if that. And the new owner is a construction manager, so I'm assuming he's going to probably take care of it all himself. I know I wouldn't put this one off on the insurance. I would just fix it. Anyway, so I got to take a rental car back this morning, and I'm waiting on DHL to show up to get my boxes, which are all staged here, along with my suitcases and all my other junk. For those of you that are thinking he's leaving this house really nasty, I am not. I vacuumed it, and I'm going to try to get as much of the non, usable stuff out to the garbage today before they collect it. I got a big day ahead, a lot of stuff to do. I do want to cover a couple things. So when they picked up my dogs, it was like 6 in the morning. It was pitch black. I couldn't film anything. I'm not sure I really would have wanted to because it was really highly emotional. We were very, very attached to our dogs, and like most people are, and it was hard to pass them off to another person. And you're trusting that that a whole group of people are going to take care of your dogs and get them safely from point A to point B. I have to say that Starwood did a fantastic job, and that the dogs are there and they're healthy and they're safe, and they're getting ready to be delivered to Marisa as we speak now. I didn't film Marisa taking off because I forgot my DJI camera. So that's on me, and my cell phone, I left it in the car. I was trying to get her in, get all the bags in. It was just one thing after another. So anyway, that's what's going on there. The camera did something weird. That's why I looked into the screen. I'm not really going to film anything on the farm because it's, I've got some pictures. I can show you guys some of the minor damage if you want to see it. The only thing I'm really upset about is my tree in the front yard that we had planted about a year ago. It got snapped about in half. I think it's going to survive it because it's a tree and they're pretty resilient, but it's sad. All the animals were survived. They were fine. All the structures are intact. All of that stuff, vehicle, all that's intact. So let me think. So yeah, my next stop after tonight, I check into a hotel in Port Charlotte and I stay there until Monday morning. My son's going to pick me up, take me to the airport, and I head to Italy. I will try to film some of that. I have the DJI camera now. It's in my backpack. It's going with me. I'm going to film stuff. So I just wanted to give you guys that update, and I'll stick this video together this weekend and get you guys as much stuff as I can. Again, I didn't take video or images of Hurricane Helene damage. I didn't really take any video or pictures of Hurricane Milton damage aside from what happened here at my house. All right, we're saying goodbye to the car. One car down, one to go. And we'll be on our way. It has been one heck of a week, to say the least. Wow, where to start? I think I covered this in one of my other videos. So if I'm repeating myself, I apologize. So we got hit by Hurricane Milton. It made landfall, I think, as a Category 2 hurricane right around north of Sarasota, which means that everywhere that I'm at is in the south side of the storm, which is the strongest side. So there was a lot of damage done to various infrastructures and things like that. So my journey began with driving my wife to Charleston, South Carolina, because we knew that her flight would be canceled because she was supposed to fly out on Wednesday out of Fort Myers. And, lo and behold, they ended up canceling or shutting down all of the airports around us. So rightfully so. Again, this is nobody's fault. So I drove her to Charleston, South Carolina, rented a car, drove her to Charleston. We stayed the night in Charleston. She got on the flight. She's in Italy. Dogs are in Italy. That part I've covered in other videos. From Charleston, I drove to Valdosta, Georgia, and I had a reservation for a hotel. Turns out that hotel had been damaged pretty severely with Hurricane Helene and that it wasn't functional. So I ended up driving 2 more hours out of my way to Quincy, Florida, which is over by Tallahassee, only to find that the hotel that was booked for me online was overbooked and they didn't have any rooms. So again, I think I covered this in another video, but just in case, I'll cover it here. So I ended up sleeping at a rest stop overnight, and then I drove back to my house in Arcadia and surveyed the damage, and then got ready to take this trip that I'm on. Some good things started happening. I got rid of a lot of the stuff that I was trying to get rid of, and that was good. And the hotel that I booked in September here in Port Charlotte had a room for me, so that was good. Some not so good stuff happened in the fact that Send My Bag had scheduled DHL to pick up my boxes, and I had 11 boxes and a hard case that was to be picked up at my house, and DHL said they couldn't get there until Monday, and my flight is on Monday. So I called Send My Bag, and I gotta say they're awesome. They're awesome. If they ever want to sponsor my videos, I will praise them to no end because they've been awesome. They told me to take it to a drop-off point, and so I still had my pickup truck, so I loaded the boxes up, and I drove them 25 miles to the drop-off point, and that's when some of the trouble began with one of the workers there. I had already talked to her boss because I'm kind of foreseeing all these issues, so and he's like, yeah, no, I know what you're doing, don't worry about it, it's okay, we'll work it out for you. The guy from Send My Bag, Glenn is his name, he talked to the lady as well, and Glenn's assured me that my boxes will be picked up on Monday via special delivery or special pickup from DHL, and that they will be on their way to my new house in Italy. So anyway, I wake up this morning and I'm expecting, to have a nice easy day. I'm cruising through my smart news, I usually look at, food recipes and stuff like that. When a headline caught my eye and said, Sarasota Airport to remain closed until Wednesday. And I was like, what is this? I'm supposed to fly out of Sarasota on Monday. And so I look at the article. Sure enough, airport's been damaged. They're closed. I go to the airport's website to verify it. And yeah, they're closed to commercial and general aviation. So I have to call the airline. That was at 6:57 this morning. I placed the first call to the airline, and they have an issue with their callback and with their messaging, and it just wasn't going through. So after 2 hours of not getting a call back, I ended up calling again. I just stayed online, talked with a wonderful lady who got me rebooked out of Tampa, and I'm on the same flight out of Atlanta to Rome. So I'm still leaving on Monday, and I will be in Rome on Tuesday morning. So then my last concern was actually selling my truck, and we sold Maurice's car earlier in the week to a company called Carvana. I know they've got some bad rap in the news in the past from some mistakes they've made. I bought my truck from Carvana. I had no issues with them. They bought my old Camry from me. I had no issues. So we sold Maurice's car to Carvana. They gave us a fair price. Guy called, picked up the car. No issues at all. They were scheduled to pick up my truck here at the hotel between 8 and 11 a.m. And it's getting close to 11, and I'm getting nervous. And so I call Carvana, and while I'm on hold with them, the driver from Carvana calls me, and he said, I'm so sorry, we're delayed, Hurricane Milton stuff. He said, I will be there around noon. So good news there. The truck will be gone. And it's a little chaotic here. There's a lot of, like I said, there's a lot of infrastructure problems right now. There's been some fuel shortages. I had to return the rental car to budget, and that may be one of the calls I make as well. There was no fuel when I had to return the car, and I returned it with a quarter tank, and they've charged me $140 US for that. It was almost $10 a gallon is their charge. I think that's excessive personally, given the fact there was a hurricane. Most of the gas stations around me didn't even have power. Let alone fuel. They were out of fuel well before. And when I drove back to the rental car agency, I stopped at several gas stations, and none of them had fuel. So I did due diligence on that. I tried to get fuel, but nothing I could do. So I'm going to give them a call and see if they can cut me a little bit of a break on that, understanding that hurricane's nobody's fault, but no need to gouge me. Anyway. So I know Marisa shot some video of the dogs arriving in Italy. They're doing well. One of my dogs is having a little stomach issues from, I think, all the excitement of moving. And then my littlest dog, Percy, he's a little monster sometimes. He likes to mark everything, even though he was neutered when he was young. He still likes to mark. That didn't get broken from him. And this is not our house, and he immediately goes in and starts marking. So I've suggested to Marisa that she goes to the pet store and get him some doggy diapers, and he can pee on those, I guess. I don't know that there's a good solution for that. He's house trained. He's just marking. Anyway, all right, enough for this video this time, and I will start shooting again when I get to Italy. I don't think I'm going to have to do another video here. I know you guys are probably bored listening to me ramble on about this stuff. Bad stuff happens to everybody. I'm a mental health counselor. I tell my clients this all the time. You have to stay in the moment. Even if the moment is negative, you stay in that moment, you push through it. You don't stuff it. You don't try to get around it. You go through it. If you need to cry, you cry. If you need to yell, you yell. You use the cathartic thing in that moment that is helpful to you and socially acceptable, and et cetera, et cetera. I think it's really important to do that. If you moan and cry and whine or you withdraw, you're not going to be able to resolve the issue at hand. And hurricanes and natural disasters and life in general will just throw curveball after curveball after curveball, and you have to be ready for it. You have to be able to say, okay, I can grab this with both hands and pull through it, as opposed to curl up in a ball and cry or run away from it. So heads up, keep your head up, stay positive, and stay in the moment no matter what life's throwing at you. The Buddhists have this philosophy called impermanence, and I love it, and I love the way it really helps me get through the rough times in particular. Impermanence states that nothing lasts forever. Now, the Buddhists are talking about the micro and the macro, the little picture and the big picture. And that's great when you think about it that way. My dealings with Hurricane Milton were shared by millions of other people, but that didn't last forever. The after effects, while they're still present now, are not going to last forever. There will be fuel again. The lights will come back on. Everything will go back to as normal as possible fairly soon. The joy of seeing my dogs arrive safely at my new house in Italy, it didn't last forever. The joy was there, and then it's on to the next thing. So impermanence applies to everything, not just the bad, but the good, the neutral, all of it. Just being aware of that. This isn't going to last forever. I'm going to be in the next moment soon enough. I'm going to be in the next moment soon enough, etc., etc. So keep that in mind. No matter what you're going through, no, it's not going to last forever. My truck is going away. I loved that truck. It's a good truck. I'm gonna miss it. I hope I get something just as reliable in Italy. We will see. Who knows? Well, I arrived at the house that we're renting, and this is the view we get. It is a trek to get up here, but we have a vineyard there. There's olive trees all over. Gorgeous view of Lago Trasimeno. It is an amazing view. I'm going to thoroughly enjoy staying here while we look for a house to buy. It was a trek to get here, I gotta say. The road coming up is unpaved. They call it Stratera Blanco or something like that. I'll correct this when I post it. Maybe. But anyway, this is a view. This is a house. A sharp little house. It's not little. It looks little on the outside. It's not little. It's 4 bedrooms, it's 3 bathrooms. It's a large house. It was built a couple of years ago. I've not even been around it yet. I got here about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, after a 2.5 hour drive from Rome, and I ate, and I've been unpacking, and my wife's doing laundry. She got the laundry started for me because I don't have any clean clothes. So I've been living out of a suitcase for a week. This is the back side of the house. We've been told there's vipers here, so we got to look out for snakes. They are venomous. We've been told that there are wolves here, so we have to keep, an eye out with the dogs. But the property is fenced with a high fence, so the dogs are running around, enjoying the cooler weather. It's in the low 70s here, and I think it's getting down around the low to mid 50s at night. Marisa said there's a lot of fog in the morning. I'm not going to open the gate, but I'll stick the camera through and kind of show you the road. And you can see this is the last little section of the road, and it's interesting. We rented a Jeep purposefully because we knew the road was going to be rough. But anyway, that's the house. So
you hear it?
yeah. What is that noise?
I scraping the bottom was scraping something.
Hitting hard, isn't it?
Yeah. And I'm going like 10 kilometers an hour here.
Yeah.
This is what I do. Like I've been doing for the last 5 days.
Yeah.
Oh. Jeez, please. At least once a day. Sometimes twice.
Yeah.
This reminds me when we go to Le Celle, to the monks. Off-roading. The view's pretty cool.
Yeah, the view is, I can't get it now. I missed it.
Oh, you can get it now.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Look at the views. No, it's the trees are in the way.
Over here. This spot. This spot right here.
I will keep kicking out videos for you guys. And again, that's the Lago right there. Very nice. My dog wants to play ball. He loves playing. We call it soccer. It's not really soccer. We're just like kickball, and he'll catch it, and he loves doing that until he gets exhausted, or until one of us gets exhausted. All right, enough of that. Ciao. Like and subscribe. Keep following us. I'm gonna make more videos now that I'm living here.